You've probably heard the advice to think like a genius, reason from first principles. Break a problem down to its most fundamental truths and rebuild from the ground up, just like Elon Musk did when he took a rocket that costs $65 million and found that the raw materials were only about 2% of that. It's a seductive story, but it gets the cognitive science exactly backwards. The research on how experts actually think shows that deliberate, rule-based decomposition isn't the mark of a master. It's what beginners do when they don't yet have the mental patterns to see the solution directly. Experts, in fields from driving to cooking to nursing, rely on intuitive recognition, not on taking everything apart piece by piece. So first principles thinking isn't the secret weapon of geniuses. It's a narrow tool that you should reach for in specific, limited situations, while spending most of your time building the pattern library that makes real expertise possible. The useful replacement isn't to abandon first principles thinking. It's to use it selectively, when you're a true beginner and have no relevant patterns yet, when an industry rests on assumptions that have become false, or when you're facing a genuinely novel problem and no useful analogy exists. In those cases, breaking things down to fundamentals is smart. For everything else, trying to reason from scratch every time is like a chef refusing to use recipes or a driver recalculating physics at every curve. It's slow. It ignores hard-won skill, and it misunderstands how expertise works. I'll walk through the evidence for that model, then give you a practical framework for deciding when to pull out the first principles tool and when to trust the patterns you've already built. Before we get to the research, let's give the first principles narrative its due. The SpaceX story is genuinely impressive. Musk looked at the aerospace industry, saw that rockets were priced like bespoke, irreplaceable treasures, and asked a simple question: what are the raw materials actually worth? Aluminum, copper, carbon fiber, the atoms don't care about government contracts. That insight, combined with relentless engineering, helped SpaceX cut launch costs by nearly a factor of 10. The quote that launched 1,000 blog posts, "Reason from first principles rather than by analogy," is sharp, memorable, and feels like the unmistakable sign of a disruptor. The self-help world has packaged it beautifully, tying Musk to Aristotle and Descartes in a tidy lineage of original thinkers who supposedly ignored conventional wisdom. It's no wonder we want that mental superpower. The world is messy, and the idea that you can cut through accumulated nonsense by asking a few deep questions is emotionally powerful. But one brilliant anecdote doesn't generalize into a universal law of cognition. Musk didn't invent the electric car from scratch. Tesla built on decades of battery chemistry and automotive engineering, drawing on countless analogies. Even SpaceX's rocket breakthrough relied on prior knowledge of materials science and physics, not a pure blank slate reconstruction of reality. The point is not to dismiss the achievement. It's to recognize that Musk identified a rare case where existing pricing rested on unquestioned assumptions, and for that case, a dose of first principles questioning was exactly right. But it's a far cry from saying that all smart thinking should work that way. In the early 1980s, Hubert Dreyfus and his brother Stuart developed a 5-stage model of skill acquisition that remains one of the most robust descriptions of how expertise develops. Originally designed for Air Force pilot training, the framework turned out to be widely applicable. The key finding is that novices and experts do not think the same way. A novice follows context-free rules. When you see X, do Y. An advanced beginner starts to notice situational patterns. At competence, they learn to prioritize, but at the higher stages, proficiency and expertise, something fundamental changes. The expert doesn't run through a checklist or decompose the situation into basic elements. They simply see what needs to be done. Their classic example is driving. A novice learns explicit rules: approaching a curve, decelerate to 20 miles per hour. An expert driver, they write, doesn't note the curve, recall the rule, and apply it. Instead, they feel in the seat of their pants the right speed, drawing on thousands of previous curves stored as bodily patterns. Or take the expert cook. Presented with a counter full of ingredients, the cook doesn't reason from first principles, calculating the protein content or heat transfer properties of each item. They see a set of possible dishes directly, because their mind has built a rich library of flavor combinations, techniques, and past meals. Research in nursing confirmed the same shift. Expert nurses make rapid, life-saving clinical judgments that novices cannot replicate by following protocols alone. First principles reasoning, decomposing a problem into its most basic elements and reasoning upward, structurally resembles the novice stage. It's what you do when you lack the pattern library to just see the answer. The Dreyfus model suggests that the aim of deep practice isn't to become a perpetual beginner who reduces everything to atoms. It's to build the intuitive recognition that makes first principles reasoning usually unnecessary. Now, this model describes expertise inside an existing domain. It may not fully capture the cognitive moves needed for radical innovation that breaks domain boundaries. That's the fair counterpoint. When you're trying to do something that has never been done, you might have to step outside your patterns and rebuild from fundamentals. But notice the implication. That's the exception, not the daily mode of mastery. The next piece of evidence addresses a common misunderstanding about analogy, which first principles enthusiasts often dismiss as lazy or derivative. Cognitive science shows that analogy is anything but lazy. Detter-Gentner's structure mapping theory, for which she received the David E. Rumelhart Prize in 2016, demonstrates that analogical reasoning is a systematic process that aligns relational structures across different domains. It's not about surface similarities. A bat and a bird are both small flying things, but about deep correspondences. Sonar works like echolocation. The structure of an atom resembles a miniature solar system in its relational logic. A computational implementation of the theory showed that analogical matching can be done by aligning these structural relations while ignoring superficial attributes. This means that when an expert encounters a new problem and thinks, "This is like that other case," they aren't taking a mental shortcut in the pejorative sense. They're using one of the most powerful pattern-matching mechanisms our brains possess. Many of the world's most famous innovations were analogical leaps: Velcro from burrs, the assembly line from meatpacking, sonar from bats. So when the Dreyfus model says experts rely on patterns, those patterns are often relational analogies that can be applied without first decomposing everything to raw materials. The line between analogy and first principles isn't always razor-sharp. Even when you think you're reasoning from fundamentals, you're silently importing assumptions about what counts as fundamental. But the bottom line is that analogy is not intellectual second class. It's a hallmark of sophisticated cognition. Finally, there's an important caution from transfer of learning research. If first principles thinking were a universal meta-skill, you'd expect that training people in deliberate, step-by-step reasoning would improve their performance across a range of problems. A 2026 laboratory study tested exactly that. Participants were trained extensively on specific problem-solving tasks over 4 consecutive days. They got reliably better at the trained tasks. But when they were given new problems that used different underlying transformation rules, there was no reliable improvement. The skills didn't transfer. Now, this study used artificial tasks, not real-world engineering, so we shouldn't overinterpret it. But it's consistent with a broader pattern. General reasoning strategies often turn out to be surprisingly tied to the context in which they were learned. The idea that you can develop a domain general, reason from scratch muscle, and apply it anywhere just isn't well supported. Even deliberate reasoning may be less transferable than the popular narrative assumes. So where does all this leave you? Not with a ban on first principles thinking, but with a sharper sense of when it's worth the effort. There are 3 specific situations where taking a problem apart to its fundamentals makes genuine sense. First, when you're a beginner in a new domain and you simply don't have the patterns yet. Here, first principles reasoning is your fallback because you have no intuition. You have to start somewhere, and often that means learning the basic rules and building up. Second, when the accepted solutions in a field rest on assumptions that may have become false, like the rocket industry's take-it-for-granted pricing. In those cases, questioning the assumptions can unlock breakthroughs that iteration or analogy would miss. Third, when you face a genuinely novel problem that doesn't match any useful analogy, then building from known fundamentals is your best available route. Notice what these have in common. They're situations where your existing pattern library is missing, unreliable, or irrelevant. In all other situations, the vast majority of your work and decisions, your cognitive resources are better spent developing and trusting the pattern library of your field. Jensen Huang, the CEO of NVIDIA, offers a version of first principles thinking that fits the evidence better than the absolutist physics framework narrative. He describes it not as rejecting all prior knowledge, but as periodically asking, given the conditions today, Given the tools and motivations, how would I redo this? That's a disciplined assumption check, not a permanent state of beginner's mind. It allows you to benefit from hard-won expertise while staying open to revision. You don't need to act as if you know nothing. You just need to periodically step back and ask whether the ground has shifted. That's a much more realistic mental model. And on the philosophical side, it's worth remembering that pure objectivity is a mirage. The claim that you can achieve a view from nowhere has been thoroughly critiqued. All knowledge starts from somewhere, from a particular training, a particular set of tools, a particular historical moment. When you reason from first principles, you're not stepping outside all frameworks. You're selecting a particular set of fundamentals based on your current understanding. That's okay. The goal is not to become a disembodied reasoning machine. It's to catch the assumptions that are actually causing trouble. Questioning doesn't require a blank slate. It requires judgment about where the trouble lives. So here's your practical framework. Treat first principles thinking as a specialized tool, not a lifestyle. Spend your time deliberately building the mental library of patterns and analogies that lets you see solutions without starting from scratch. When you're stuck, when you sense faulty assumptions, or when you're completely new, then pull out the first principles toolkit. The rest of the time, trust the patterns you've earned. Expertise isn't about thinking from zero every time. It's about cultivating the rich, intuitive pattern library that lets you see directly where the answer lives. The expert cook doesn't deconstruct ingredients, they see a meal. The expert driver doesn't calculate physics, they feel the speed. And the engineer who reshapes an industry doesn't do it by rejecting all precedent. They do it by spotting the rare moment when existing assumptions have become the very thing blocking progress. Elon Musk's rocket story isn't proof that first principles thinking is how geniuses operate all day. It's proof that when the numbers look staggeringly wrong, a fresh look at fundamentals can change everything. So the next time someone urges you to think like Elon, you can nod and remember. The science says you're already thinking like an expert when you trust the patterns you've built. First principles reasoning is for the stuck, the new, and the broken. Use it then, and let your earned intuition do the rest.